I wanted to talk about this is because I know a few people personally who are either looking to get married or are in the process of trying to get married because they found someone, but situations have made it very difficult. So we have two. Well, there's a few more criteria or different groups of people. I mean, you have the ones who are not married or are looking. Then you have the middle ones who have found, but they cannot seem to get the marriage up and running. And then you have the third group who are actually married but aren't able to sustain it or keep it afloat. These are the three main groups, right? And perhaps we can talk about the third group, but the main two ones that I wanted to focus on was pre-marriage and then kind of trying to get a marriage set up and running. And so for pre-marriage, we can kick the ball off right there. The way, subhanAllah, yeah, we find ourselves living in a time where the haram is abundantly available, right? And the halal is almost impossible to fork out from society. And so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy whereby people now, because it's so difficult, they resort to the haram even though they wanted the halal, which is sad. And because they want that, the demand is there, the supply will increase. And so the market meets that demand by producing more of the haram. So you see that through the media, you see that through society, you see that through how people present themselves in public, where they've no longer shield themselves under the veil of haya, under the veil of dignity and honor. They've removed all of that and they just want to showcase themselves to the opposite gender so that they can get attention, because there's no longer need to pursue the idea of marriage under the eyes of God, and that I just need to get the attention, and if I get the attention then I fulfill the need that I have within, which is to a narcissistic need. And so in pursuit of that attention, people will do all kinds of stupid things, right? And the more you do that, the more you see a degradation in society in terms of the religious values and philosophies, and in terms of also their intellect, which is quite sad, which is why you go on TikTok and so forth, degrading themselves and doing all sorts of immoral, silly, stupid things just in search of attention. Again, creating this narcissistic behavior whereby I just need people to give me likes, follows, and shares, and so forth, and comments so that I can feel better about myself, because in reality, maybe I'm not that good, maybe I'm not that great, maybe I don't feel great about myself, but if I can portray myself in a different way, in a different method through the online world, I can tell people how I am and how I, appear to be. And it fulfills that need, subhanAllah. And so what's sad is, because of all that, again, the self-fulfilling prophecies, people now want more of this stupidity, more of this immoral behavior and actions, and nobody wants to listen or follow or, read up on something that is actual benefit to them, whether it's spiritual or otherwise, it doesn't matter. But if actual benefit is very few people who actually pursue that. We just want to be entertained in whatever way possible. And so we've, removed the line of entertainment from being something of moral and, something healthy and intelligent to being something stupid and degrading. And because that demand has increased, supply has come to meet that demand. And so we see a plethora of all these videos circulating on social media and so forth. And that has created a false reality. Right? So now men, because they see other men acting in such ways, they feel that they must act like that. And women, seeing other women act like that, they feel that they must follow suit. And so now you no longer can find that spouse that you once held as an ideal, right? Someone who's decent, someone who's God-fearing, someone who can actually take care of you, who's genuine, who's pure of heart and, of good nature. That no longer exists because they've portrayed themselves in this hyper reality, this false pretense that they need to be seen as this so they can be accepted by society. And again, that falls back on a weak character, a weak behavior, a weak understanding of your deen and of yourself, because you don't value yourself, that you're willing to go with the tide. And if the tide is going the wrong way, you're still willing to follow that because you don't even have the first ounce of concept or first ounce of understanding that you are greater than this. You are better than this. And you've been created in the highest form possible. You are so valued, so much so that Allah ordered all the angels to bow down in respect, in awe, in marvel at His creation, that is you and me. But we've removed all of that because we lack something called self-awareness. And without self-awareness, we lose our sense of morality. We lose our sense of philosophy, understanding, and deen, which is quite sad to see. And the more we do that, the more we degrade ourselves and we go further down. And so then that becomes an overwhelming pandemic. That's a pandemic that you see in society.